It's gonna be 2015 in like 30 days. What is life? Anyway. Hi guys, it's Erica, and today we're gonna talk about all the books I read in November. I read 3 books. That's not good, but oh well. In my defense, those 3 books were pretty big. They were around 500 pages and up each, so I think 3 books is a good excuse considering how big they were. At least I tell myself that. Anyway, the books I read in November, let's talk about that. The first book I read in November was A Night Film by Marisha Pessl or something, maybe, I don't know. I read it, I loved it, I gave it like 5 out of 5 stars, or 4 out of 5 stars, 4.5. or 5, one of the 2, but it was really good. I loved it. If you don't know anything about this book, let me tell you. This book is about an occult film director. His films are underground. Not a lot of people get to watch them, but he has a huge following. He's pretty famous and occultish and creepy. No one's ever seen him. No one's ever seen his face, kind of thing. His daughter commits suicide. So this journalist decides to find out the truth about what happened to the daughter, if it was really a suicide, and also all the hidden things about this occult director, because there's a lot of like shady things about him that you will find out that I'm not going to tell you. After that, I read Snow Falling on Cedars by David Gutterson. This book was a book that I've had for quite a long time, and I just figured I would finally pick it up and read it, and I read it, and it was fantastic. So it takes place in the 1950s, around the time when like Pearl Harbor goes down, kind of thing. A fisherman dies, he drowns. A sheriff gets a little suspicious and he finds out that maybe it wasn't an accident, maybe it was a murder. So because of that, what happens is a Japanese man that lives on this island where this took place, he is convicted of the murder. It has to do with a lot of prejudice towards the Japanese Americans that were living, you know, in America during this time, and just how they were treated, and just a lot of that. And it was really interesting because I haven't really read a lot about that. So it was really gripping and sad as well, but I really enjoyed it. I really liked how in the story it switches between time periods, like you go back in time, then you're like in time again during this trial, and it's really cool. I like it, you should check it out. And the last book I read this month was pretty freaking epic and amazing. Anyway, East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I've only read 2 John Steinbeck novels, 3 counting this one now, so I'm pretty proud of myself, if I may say so. I'm gonna read more of Steinbeck's work hopefully very soon because I really love his writing. Says in the blurb, it says, the best of John Steinbeck's novels. I would have to agree, even though I've only read 3 now, but it's really good. If you haven't read it, you really need to read this book because it is just so, I can't even explain how good this book is and why it's really good, because it just is. And if you haven't read it, go do so because you're missing out. Yeah, so those are just the 3 books I read in November. Not a lot, I know, but if you've read any of these books, leave a comment down below, tell me what you thought about them, we could talk about them, yada yada yada. And that's all I have to say. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye!